All right, welcome to beautiful La Crosse, Wisconsin for a four-corner flat criterium right downtown. Here's the course. Again, nothing too technical about that. Flat as a pancake, and we will be rolling shortly. It is the 35 plus 1, 2, 3 race. There's only 25 of us in this race, so that could mean that fewer places to hide. Whether things get away or not, we will see. There are 3 of us Eric's riders in this race. Laszlo Alberti will be one to watch. Ben Schinke does a ton of work. And then there's this guy. I'm doing the narrating, and I've got a GoPro Hero 4 session on the front and the back of my bike. I've also linked it to my data, so we have the speed, heart rate, cadence, my power, our distance, the duration, and then the course map in the bottom right hand corner. So we are off. Again, moving into turn 1. These roads are pretty good. I've been doing this race for 5 or 6 years. It's been an Omnium now for 5 years, which includes a time trial up Granddad's Bluff on Friday, a rolling, hilly road race between here and Winona on Saturday, and now the Criterium on Sunday. Again, last year for this race, 3 riders got away from the gun. So these first few laps, first several laps, riders are going to be wanting to see if anything is going to stick like it did last year. Because again, the podium was up the road last year instantly. And right away, I see Chad going on the left-hand side up the road. Going into a headwind here, and he is gone. I wasn't in a position to chase. Well, maybe I was, but I knew I had a teammate up there who was doing just that. Ben jumps on Chad's wheel, and we're not even a lap in, and we are strung out. So it looks like 1, 2, 3 riders have a gap. If I'm guessing, it's going to be Chad, Bart, and my teammate Ben. Laszlo is on my rear wheel, and I am following Chad's teammate from Vision Cycling, Rick Laliberte. As we cross the start-finish line, and again, we are strung out. Cruising along at 31 miles an hour. My heart rate's already up there at 160 BPM. Cruising into turn 1 at just under 30 miles an hour. Nothing like putting out 1,000 watts on the first lap. I don't see this brake staying. However, you can do your best to keep up towards the front, following this smaller Diablo rider. I always think, I'm a bigger guy. What am I doing behind these smaller riders? Again, the backside of the course, we're going into a bit of a headwind here. The tarmac on this backside is probably the worst of the course. Between 3 and 4, this is new. That hotel on the right never existed until this year, so we have these juts out here, as well as a small strip of cobbles right there. And then this last turn, we need to now take a little bit wider because that curb that sticks out. But this concrete pavement obviously has remained the same. It's a great finishing stretch. And again, with a slight tail crosswind, we're cranking over this last this start-finish line here. I'm not going to narrate this whole video, but I am going to point out just a few cool things in this race. Again, really, really fun race. I love racing with these guys. I know about half of them very well. I know their tendencies. I know how they race. Even if they're not on your team, it's just fun afternoon in the saddle. We're racing, like I said, here on the bottom, 29 laps. It takes us just over 45 minutes. It was a 50-minute race, but our first lap must have been, I don't know, a little longer than the rest, so it ended up being a few fewer laps than it maybe could have been. But 29 laps does us, and here we are on lap 3. I do know a few of these Wisconsin riders right up ahead, 2 Intelligentsia riders, actually 3 Intelligentsia riders. We have Billy Jones, Mike Hagney, and then Albertus Rolling, or Barry Rolling. Three huge powerhouses. So all of us are keeping an eye on them to see if anything gets away. Laszlo Alberti, my teammate, cranking it. And again, we're cruising over this start-finish line, 30 plus miles an hour. Gorgeous day, barely a cloud in the sky. It's about 70 some odd degrees. All right, we've brought Chad back. Ben gets back into the fold. And we're gonna wait for something else to pop off the front here. Eric's this year we are riding the new aluminum Allay Sprint X2s, and they are a very crit-friendly bike. Get up out of the saddle and they respond. We all jump, I get on the bronze rider, and look at that. The guys behind us are struggling. It took me about 3 or 4 laps to feel really comfortable with turn 4. It's kind of an off-camber turn that you end up needing to look way down the road as your bike follows your eyes to take that with confidence. Those first few times around, it was didn't feel quite right. Things slow a little bit, catch our breath. Everything's back together. Got Barry Rolling, looks like. 2 riders back from Intelligentsia. Following Jedediah from Brones, a local club here in the Wisconsin, or in the La Crosse, Winona area. And again, everybody's soft pedaling a little bit. My watts are way down. And Rick from Vision Cycling coming up over the left-hand side of me. Got the 3 Vision riders and the 3 Intelligentsia riders right out front. It's a little scary. Laszlo and I, side by side, going into this 4th turn, feeling more comfortable every time I go around. And bam, got riders up the road. Billy Jones from Intelligentsia, Chad, and Bart. Now, I don't know if that was Billy or if that was Barry. Hey, look at this. I'm right out front. Not making anybody hurt too bad. Pushing forward 450 watts. Bart kind of looks like he's hurting. I don't know. Going into turn 1. Back off a bit. Get back in at 600 watts. At this point, I'm waiting for Bart to come around me. But he never does, so. Again, something I rarely do, but I am out front, leading the pack on the backstretch headwind. I must not be hurting Bart too much if he's drinking behind me. My wife is on the course taking pictures, so I'm thinking, all right, while I'm out front, hon, are you going to be able to find me? And sure enough, there she is with my son. Oh, and she captures this great shot. Bart's still on my rear going into the 4th turn. And I let the guys come around. Chad takes off, puts in a dig. Bart follows. I run into Rick a bit, or vice versa. Luckily we're the same size. Our bars hit, but that happens. Again, with the exception of turns 3 and 4, this is not a technical crit at all. Just a fast 4-corner crit. Chad goes again. I get on the Bronze Rider, and again, we're all over the road. I believe that's Billy Jones. At this point, I've started to take the gutter to avoid that strip of bricks. They aren't your nice smooth pavers. Whatever they put in there was natural stone. And, more like something you'd see in a spring classic than on a normal intersection. Again, these first 8 laps here, there's been several attack attempts, but nothing's gotten away. Got BK in my rear, Brendan, Chad from Vision Cycling. Everybody looks like they're having fun. I think that's the slowest we've taken turn 1 at 22 miles an hour. One of the nice things about racing the 35 plus 123 is it's a lot of big guys. Nice places to hide here. I guess I'm one of them from what I hear. All right, Brendan Hale decides to attack up the left-hand side. That attack is pretty well covered. Ooh, 500 watts, 32 miles an hour. We are strung out. I wanted to get 1/3 camera on the start-finish line, but there's one last thing to do before the race. So, settling for the camera on the front and the rear of my bike. Coming in tight to turn 1. Got Mike Hagney in my rear from Intelligentsia. Looks like he's rocking a GoPro as well. Brendan has been caught. My teammate Ben is doing some work out front. We're on his outside, as well as Mike. After about 9 or 10 laps, I started to enjoy turn 4. There we have an out-of-state rider, Yanni, who's already raced at least once today and won. I think we all should have kept a better eye on him. Mike Hagney, Rick Birthday, Bart Holleran from Donkey Label up there has been in the top 5 or 6 the entire race, chasing after everything. And there he goes again. One of the Intelligentsia riders go. I get on Bart's wheel, and we're pushing 500 plus watts at 32 miles an hour into a slight headwind. So much fun. Still cranking. Nothing's gotten away yet. Besides a few riders that have popped off the back, we are still one large group. And at this point, I'm not sure whether we're going to stay together or not. And up the right-hand side goes, I believe that was Chad from Vision. I'm not sure. I get on Dean Lazarby's wheel. Oh, that was a great turn. I believe that was Billy Jones. So, the first 10-11 laps have been failed break after failed break and chase after chase after chase. But very safe and tactical, and here we go again, up the left-hand side. Looks like an Intelligentsia and Vision rider. Laszlo has been sitting back and watching things develop, and now he goes. And look at this, folks. This is it, I do believe. We have Laszlo and Barry Rollings up the road. I believe this is when that happened. I could be wrong. All I know is we're strung out at 30 miles an hour. I was wrong, we are all back together. Slowing down into the headwind. Getting swarmy. There goes in another Intelligentsia. Brendan blows his nose. Sitting right behind Laszlo and Bart here. And again, the home stretch, 30 plus miles an hour, 600 watts, trying to hold Matt's wheel. And gets on my wheel. Somehow I'm now at the back of the bus. We've got Yanni going up the left-hand side. like a small little group up the road, about 5 or 6 riders, not much of a gap. All right, Laszlo goes with Barry. And the move that I thought was a couple laps ago, I believe this is that move. There are 2 riders up the road, 1 Intelligentsia, 1 Eric's. Got Laszlo Alberti from Eric's, Albertus rolling from Intelligentsia. So my team is represented, Intelligentsia is represented. It's up to these 2 guys to see if they want to get in that break. We've got Bart Holleran from Donkey Label and Matt Myers from Vision Cycling. And they know that both of those riders are powerhouses. It looks like they've already got about 10 seconds on us, 8 to 10 seconds. I'm not going to do any work trying to chase that back because I know Laszlo would be in great shape. Right now, Barry Rolling from Intelligentsia is leading the Omnium. Laszlo did not partake in the Friday time trial, so he is not. And it looks like our group has let the 2 of them fly the coop. Flee the coop. Looks like I don't know which Vision race or Vision rider that is, but again, they are not represented in that break. So they would love to get in that. Bart is a solo rider in this field. He's already done a ton of work the first 15 laps and just didn't time that break correctly. So again, the 2 riders up the road, Laszlo Alberti and Albertus Rolling. All right, we are about the halfway point of this crit. 15 laps done of 29. So if this break of 2 is going to stay away, they're going to need to stay away in the entire race, or the entire last half of the race. Still quite a bit of effort on the front to try to bring them back as we are cruising over the start-finish line at 30+ miles an hour. Team Velocause rider, Brian Leatherman. Don't know the man, but haven't seen him yet. Looks like a sprinter to me. He's been hiding out, but slowly moving up here. Lots of power trying to bring back the 2. Again, trying to avoid the strip of pavers as much as I can. slowed the pace down to 25 miles an hour. Brian Koneman in my rear. Spent the day before in the road race together. Getting a little dropped like big guys on climbing road races often do. I had a great time. Again, at this point, if really between Ben and I, our job is to go with anybody trying to bridge across to the break. More than likely, it would be somebody from Vision Cycle. BK licking his chops. At this point in the race, I'm pretty certain that Laszlo and Barry will stay away. So now, with just over 10 laps to go, there's still a podium spot left, and there's still some money on the table. You need to start thinking, okay, how can you position yourself for third? What's going to happen in these last 11 laps? I don't know all of these riders, but I know a few of them who can sprint. And I know some of them who cannot sprint. DK going up the outside, always a good wheel to be on for a couple of different reasons. Everybody taking on some water for the last 15 minutes or so of this race. one of the hardest things to remember in a crit. Continue drinking. You don't want to be caught drinking when somebody attacks, but you also don't want to forget to drink altogether. Because even in a race of this duration, you can cramp up due to dehydration.
Hi, this is John Hopkins.
All right, kind of a low of the race. So what do they do when there is a slight low of a race? They throw a preem in. And it's a small preem, a $20 preem on this next lap. Just like that, I've made up my mind. I am not going for this preem. The podium is still up for grabs. $20 is great, but I'll give that to somebody else. Right now, I think that somebody else could be Brian Koneman. I know Ben Schinke's up there, my teammate. I'm not sure whether he's going for it or not. I guess they could have been a better teammate and helped lead him out, but I was protecting my own cause. And really, I can't believe it. We're going 26, 27 miles an hour. Doesn't seem like anybody's really going for it. Nobody back here is going for it, that's for sure. We pick it up, so somebody up there must be drilling it. Come around turn 3, getting into turn 4. Somebody's going to get after that $20. And I know the pace is going to pick up here as a sprint is ensuing. Who's going to get it? Oh, BK nips out my teammate Ben Schinke for the $20 premium. Nice work, guys. And the 2 or 3 riders that were sprinting for it are floating to the back. All right, with about 5 or 6 laps to go, this is exactly where I want to be. I'm behind 2 extremely fast and smart intelligentsia riders. I know they're fast because they both beat me. I am on Billy Jones' wheel, and Billy Jones is on Mike Hagney's wheel. I don't know whether Billy is going to lead Mike out or Mike's going to lead Billy out, but I know that they are going to be involved in the sprint. I'm not sure I could go around them, but you don't know. And if there's a wheel to be on, it's one of these guys. So part of me hopes that for the next 5 laps, things just remain exactly the way they are. However, that never happens, does it? If there's one thing I don't do well, it's thinking about all the things that can happen between now and the finish. But right now, I'm feeling great. I've got a rider up the road. They've got a rider up the road. We've lost some riders off the back. We're probably down to about 15 riders here in this group. I'm riding behind 2 guys that are going to be involved in the sprint. And again, hoping things just remain the way they are. Lap 25. We are 37 minutes in and we've covered about 17 miles in 37 and a half minutes. My heart rate has fallen down to about 152 beats per minute, which is fantastic. Again, I am very comfortable right in this spot. Avoiding the cobbles, coming into turn 4 as we are approaching lap 26. So again, I'm still on Billy Jones' wheel. Brendan Hale comes over the top of us. Probably thinking about making a move. We're bunching up a little bit here, but trying to maintain my position. is oftentimes easier said than done. We got BK back from his Preem-winning performance a couple of laps ago. Now things get interesting. Brendan puts in an attack and goes. And now I am on Bart's wheel. Things get a little bit messy. Two Intelligentsia riders are behind me. I think Chad has flatted from Vision Cycling. I'm now behind a much smaller Diablo rider, and Billy Jones is on my rear. So we have flip-flop positions. He waves to the camera. And Brendan's move did not stick. However, everything got reshuffled in the group. And I don't care if you're just sprinting for third. If you're a sprinter at this point in the race, you are excited. You're trying to figure out when it's going to happen, what's going to happen, where you need to position yourself. It's saving energy. Not making a stupid move. Not clipping a pedal. And in my book, in my opinion, the move that's about to happen here is the most impressive move of the day. So we have Yanni from Oklahoma here, who's already won. And he goes. Bam! He starts from the very back and goes all the way up the left-hand side and is gone. We're going 25 miles an hour. He's probably going about 32, 33. And we all look at each other. What do you do? That is third place. Gone. Dean Lazarby from Great Dane Velo goes a little bit. However, it's a double-edged sword. You know, if you chase Yanni down and you don't get him, you're out. You've burned all of your matches and probably won't be around for the sprint. However, if you let him go, there goes the podium. And that is exactly what we did. We all just let him go. Very smart move, very strong move. He knew he had 2 laps in him because we have a lap and a half right here. And at this point, I can't believe it. We're not going to catch him. When we came around turn 2, I thought, well, maybe we could still catch him. Nope, he's gone. So coming around turn 3 on the second to last lap, I'm on Matt Meyer's wheel. It's a pretty good wheel to be on. Going into the bell lap. Trying not to get swarmed here. Trying to stay protected, a little swervy. Here comes Ben to attempt a lead out for me. And now this is a lead out for 4th place. Like kissing your sister. But hey, we're here. It pays 8 deep, so we're going. Billy Jones is on my wheel. God, I love this. Now Brian Leatherman out of nowhere from Velo Cause. Ben leading the charge, 31 miles an hour into turn 1. Beautiful. People are fighting for wheels behind. Billy's probably like, this is perfect. Ben's still holding a good pace, 29 miles an hour, 27, 26. Slowing a little bit as he gets out of the saddle and is cranking. Gets it back up to about 30 miles an hour. And I know he's slowing a little bit. I should go now, I should go now, I should go now, but I wait. Billy's on my wheel, Bart's looking behind him, and Billy goes. Bam! Goes on the right side. I come around Ben's left side. Brian Leatherman sticks on Billy Jones's wheel. And Mike, tagged me over the left-hand side. I was way too slow to react here. I should have been the aggressor. They got a gap. We come around the last turn. 30 miles an hour, I get into the pedals. 1100, 1200 watts, trying to chase them down. I'm really not gaining much there, am I? Maybe a little bit. Put a dent in Bart. 7th place. Still, very fun race. This was up the road. Laszlo winning the race. And then the rest of us. Can't even see me. There I am at 7th. There's your podium. Laszlo Alberti, Barry Rollins, and Yanni. Safe race, fun race. I would do that every Sunday if I could. Thanks for watching.